All right, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I hope your network isn't as bad as mine. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. So today I'd like us to be really interactive. So if you can hear me and or you can see me, please let me know. You can unmute yourself and say yes. I can see you. I can hear you. Or I can't see you. I can't hear you. I'm waiting for you to respond. Please, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
I'm sorry, but I'm back. I hope I'm audible enough at the moment.
Yes, you are.
All right, thank you so much. My apologies to everyone. Let's just get into it. So some Tega said she'd like something food delivery, right? And for me, I said something that'll bathe me and clean me up, take me back to my room. Okay, please let me know if you can see my screen.
No.
So that there are no hitches. And I'm sorry, I know some people had even joined, but we'll go ahead and I trust there's going to be a good evening with without the network. Okay, so the beautiful thing about technology is that everybody can be a part of it. Anybody can be a part of it. And when we say girls in tech, there's always this misconception that why are they always bringing up women? Why does it have to be the women? And it's really, really not about trying to say women should be equal with to men and all. No, that's not what it's about. We're just saying give women a chance. And today I'm going to be showing you how there are many reasons why giving women a chance can an amazing impact in Africa. So we're going to be exploring how digital skills are Africa's bridge to the future and why girls must be at the center. Why girls definitely have to be at the center. Now, so we'll head on to Africa and the digital future. Now, Africa's population will be 2.5 billion in 2050. Half will be under 25 years old. Now, this isn't it. The digital economy could contribute up to 18 billion to Africa GDP by 2025. This is 2025. Now, we're saying that to break that make more sense to you. We're saying that with all the digital skills we've been talking about and all the things going on in the digital space, it will contribute. It's literally contributing to to Africa at the moment. Now, girls equipped with tech skills can bring innovation, build smarter solutions, and drive inclusion growth. Now, we're saying when girls also are in this space, it is possible for them to be a bit more innovative. It will be an addition. It's saying that while we have a lot more men doing this, imagine you add women to it. It brings a bit more, creates room for more innovation, creates room for growth. Now, let's share. some amazing facts about women in the ICT space. Now, companies with more women in tech and leadership roles perform better financially. Now, it's always very hard to believe this, but you can do your research. It is in, if you want to be sure, you find out that this happens. This is what it is. Up to 21% more likely are more likely to they perform better and they do better. And this is a research done by McKinsey. I put all of them there for you to see that this is proof that when women are involved, there's this likelihood that they will do better. Now, gender di- gender diverse tech. Let me see. Okay, gender diverse teams are 45% more likely to report growth in market share and 70% more likely to capture new markets. Now, this is because they're not focused on just the men. There's room for the women to come in. And this isn't just because we're saying let the women be a part of it. This is true facts. This is reality. This is happening. When you have more women in leadership roles, better higher ROIs. When you have more women in leadership roles, when you have more women working in the tech spaces, you actually have better results, better innovations, better higher ROIs. Next slide, please. And now this is one amazing fact. The next fact shows that when you have younger girls watch older women succeed, it helps them also want to do like what they have seen. It helps them want to do as good and do better. And this is real. So that's why you always hear the term that says empowered women empower women. It's easier to want growth because you have seen growth. It's easier to know what it can be. Now, this is because you have this is called the role model effect. It says girls who see women succeeding in ICT are 3 times more likely to consider careers in tech themselves. These facts are true. These facts are on the internet. You can search them and find them in case you think that I came to just hype women a little. But now let's move on to where we are at the moment. Knowing that with more women in the space, there's growth. Now, at the moment, only 30% of African women are online. It's funny because we think that a lot of girls are online on Instagram, being baddies, doing all sorts of things. True that, but all around Africa, 30% of African women are online, whether we like it or not. And there's also the case where you say it's one thing to be online, it's another thing to even know what to do with it. Just 28% of science and engineering graduates are female. And as we go on, you see what these challenges could be. Girls are underrepresented in AI, blockchain, cybersecurity, and data fields. We have a lot of boys. We have some at some point we raise our girls like it's okay to want to be in the tech space, but then if you think marketing is better, why not go for it? We're directing them through some kind of areas that doesn't look like it's techy, but meanwhile we will probably even do that girl will probably do a lot more, a whole lot more. Now, why girls must lead in the tech space. I don't know about you, but already you can tell that with the facts, with the stats, with what it's been so far, you can tell that it's a very productive, it will be a very productive world when we have more women in the spaces, and not just feel like, oh well. And I feel that there's also the space where women also feel like, this is not for me. I can't even do this. Sure, we'll go straight to where we are, why girls must lead. Now, digital skills, they give access to higher income, global opportunities, and career diversity. When we jump on these digital skills, there's higher income, you make more money. You realize that when women are doing not just their 9 to 5, you have something else. Maybe you work as a virtual assistant for someone, or you work as an editor for a video editor for someone, or you work as a tech writer for an organization other than your daily job. It's bringing more income to your system, to your whole life, to your whole family, your community. Now, female participation in tech improves economic outcomes and innovations. I'm sure that with the previous stats and facts we saw, you can tell by now that when we have more women in the space, it improves the economic, it improves our incomes, it improves innovations, because it's now more people. It's the more the merrier. When we hear that, the more we have more women doing this, more innovative ideas, more creative ideas. You begin to find out that there's a way, that a man and a woman were designed differently. There's a way the men will think, and there's also a way the women will think. And you realize that for solutions, you can tell that when a woman also steps in to solve a problem, it's quite different from how a man will do it. And like I said at the beginning, this isn't even to say this is better than none. No, it's saying that if we do this together, it makes a bit more sense. It helps us to grow. It helps us do better. Now, girls bring emotional intelligence, creative design, and a unique lens to problem solving in tech. I say it again, girls bring emotional intelligence, creative design, and unique lens to problem solving in tech. Why would we say so? Like I just stated, it is very different. We think differently. Now, I know how it can be said that women can just, how we like processes. Those processes are important to some solutions. The different ways, the way we like to beautify a thing, sometimes they help with the interface of a product, because you might be trying to design something, and all the men says, men, I feel that it's good like this, as long as it solves the problem. But the woman will think, I think that while we're doing this, trying to solve the problem, let's make it look like this. Let's make it easier access. Let's give it easier access. Let's make it nicer. Let's make it a bit more accessible. And that way you have a top-notch product because a woman was on the team. There are many women in the space that has made a difference. And like we have said, most companies with women leading or women in the space that has made a difference. in the spaces have they have proven to do more, do better, and thrive. Now, the real impact of girls in tech, almost like our facts, is saying it helps to in closing gender gap in tech can grow Africa's economy by 15%, which is what we want. We don't want to always be seen as a country that's not yet developed. We have amazing minds in Africa, amazing minds with solutions that will blow your mind. So why can't we even just let these girls come in? Why can't we provide more opportunities for the girls to come in? Girls with digital skills start businesses, create jobs, and solve local problems. Empower one woman and you're empowering a whole community. Why do we say so? You get a woman empowered, and by the time she's built it for a while, she's training her brother, her sister, or the friends she has around her. She gets team members, more people are getting into the space. And this is how it works, and there's more growth. Women led tech startups in Africa raised over 200 million in 2002. Imagine what that is. Imagine what that is. Now, doesn't mean a lot of things are not happening. Things are happening, of course. Other, you say the men or men-led startups are doing stuff, but imagine that this didn't happen. Imagine that women didn't stand up to do this. We won't have this addition to it. We won't have the addition to it at all. But then we must be ready and ready to support them. Video editing. We take them on like maybe 4 weeks of video editing classes. And as they go on, after a while, we still follow up and you realize that they're doing better. Some of the girls that had done beginner graphic design classes with us, over time have been designing different products for their churches, for their friends. And that's the beautiful thing here because while they learn, they're also teaching their friends. Every time they see us come around again, they're telling the other friend that you should know about this, you should come and be a part of this. Sorry, give me a minute. I think I missed something. Okay, yes, I did. So, and this has been totally amazing for us. This has been an amazing experience because you see young girls believing that they can, that didn't think it was going to ever be possible, but it is now getting possible. And then a lot of times for the older ladies, we hear them say, "I'm too old to learn anything about technology," or "I can't start breaking my head to code." Now, who tells you, or who is telling you that if you have to be in the tech space, you must know how to code? There are lots of women thriving in the tech space and they don't know jack about coding. You just need to know what to do. You can be a writer and be in the tech space. Basically, you just be you're a tech writer. You can be a graphic designer. That's simple. You can be a speaker, but because of the knowledge you have in some tech aspects, you can talk about it. You can actually be anything you want to do. I, for one, got in by chance. I would say I got in by chance. How? Um, I was the regular school teacher that enjoyed, of course, with book club, I enjoyed everything innovative. So, because of that side of me too, when there was this aspect, when there was this call to come and join a team that's doing this, of course, it wasn't even easy because I had all those setbacks of saying, how, where do I even want to start from? I have no business here because it felt like everything was going to be complicated. it felt like it was complicated, but it wasn't exactly complicated. And I remember that at the time, my boss will always say, it's not that deep, it's not that complicated. But I just felt it was overwhelming. Like, how me that was just doing my regular, yeah, I used to we used tabs to read stories because we wanted to bring in tech into it. But you see, that was the best. But then the openness to wanting to see where this can take us, where would it lead me, how where would it take me to, was how I got to really fall in love in the whole system. And the truth is, it's even a daily, it's something that happens gradually. You don't just pick it up in a day. Sometimes we also expect that because I'm learning to be, I'm starting a course in, I'm thinking of one of those things, one of those very deep things. And then you just feel that because you don't understand it in 3 days, then this is not for me. It's a process, and then you always need to have an open mind. We're not even raising the young girls to have an open mind to learning. We make you feel like there should be a restricted way. It should, if it's not this way, then it's not good. If you're not going to, if you're going to school, then you should learn this, you should do that. Which will lead me to some key challenges the girls are facing. Now, by girls, I'm not just talking about little girls, I'm talking about girls, me, you, girls, your girl, that's what it is. So, first thing here says the limited access to devices and the internet. It will seem like, how would you say there's limited access to internet? But for real, there are quite a lot. And I know also with the cost of living, it's not very easy to own these devices, because this is one challenge we always hear. I don't have a laptop. I don't know where I'm going to start. Even if I have a laptop, I don't have access to the internet. And that's a major challenge for most of the girls. That's one major challenge for women and girls. Now, the other one will be lack of exposure in the early years, which is why I said we've started from the primary schools and secondary schools. Now, because you know that when you learn something early, it sticks better, it lasts longer, and it helps to stir up this desire. For us, we've seen it's so beautiful to watch how, after maybe a month of classes, you see how girls are dreaming, they're being creative, they're thinking of what next steps to do, what solutions to solve. And that's the beautiful aspect of it. Starting exposure in the early years, that we don't exactly have this exposure, is at this time. Now, I know it's never too late to start, but we have a lot of people getting into this space now, or trying to delve in, change their careers, just to try, because they feel like this is what's happening now. And that's a struggle. That's why it's not so easy. But imagine, and you know the age where we are, we have the 3-year-olds already swiping, finding their way around things. Imagine you've exposed them to proper coding, to what blockchain is about, to cybersecurity, to they know basics and they know what to do, they know how to find their way around it. You'll be creating I don't know, you'll be creating an amazing human being, which is what we wish we can all do. Another challenge will be cultural norms. Now, we still have parents who believe that, who will say tech is for boys. Go and mind your business and focus on your focus. Tech is for boys. Now, I also, after one of our conferences, we have this conference called not a regular girl. After going on the tour around secondary schools. Now, this is in Port Harcourt, going around secondary schools, and then we gathered them all together in a tour, also bringing in tech leaders together. It was such a beautiful sight. But then we realized, when we now got parents to sign consent forms that their daughters will attend this conference, that's when you realize that not every parent agrees to what we're doing. Even when we say we're in the 21st century, and everybody is going as global as they're going, we find out that not everybody supports it. They feel like you're wasting my daughter's time, because it feels like in the long run they're not going to make use of it. We're training these girls to have these skills and begin to create solutions and then they begin to see results, helping them find their ways, find mentors, find like the communities, and then these solutions are reaching will be reaching the world. You find out that the parents will begin to see, okay, I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea. Stuff like that. And that will help. We still have homes and families that do not believe that tech is for girls. And this has to stop. It's a major challenge. That do not believe that you're wasting your time. Say you are doing tech what? If you want to go to school, you can't go and study anything. What is that? Study something that you will use. And that's how it is said. And then they're discouraged. Another thing will be there few role models in STEM fields, which is why we said when a child or when you see someone succeeding in this tech space, you'll see that we have more 3 times the likelihood that they will want to do this. More younger people will want to do this. So this is a thing. We have people thriving in the space, yes, but I believe that because there's also still that um it's still a struggle for the women up there, I won't lie, because they're still fighting their way around, trying to stay on the ground, like make themselves known. But then we really need more role models to show that if I can do it, then you can do it. Then there's also gender bias in the classrooms and workspace. Boys often dominate the work ICT spaces. You have more boys. You see all this kind of places now. You just imagine we have more solutions. We'll have more solutions, more innovative ideas, and the likes. So I believe that it is time that we stand up and do what is right. So I was going to say my how can we prepare these girls now? How can we do these things early? What can we do to expose these girls to women and girls really? First, early exposure, like we said. Early exposure. The earlier the better. The earlier the better. They get used to it. It feels like they're doing something. And then there are tech clubs, there are boot camps all around. You just need to find the right one. If you do not even know, make inquiry, ask. If you're in the city of Port Harcourt, we always have boot camps. When there's a virtual one, we can always let you know. But we need to expose girls and women. If a child is done with secondary school, let them begin to build the skills if they have not done anything about it in primary school. Let them begin to build the school skills while they're waiting for the university. They can even begin to earn something at that age. Mentorship, we need more mentors. We need more mentors. And it means that if I have learned something today, I should be able to teach another group of women or young girls. And that's how it is. That's why we said empowered women empower women. It just goes on and on and on. We also said support from parents and teachers. We need more parents supporting these acts. We need more parents supporting girls in building digital skills. And then we can join communities. They can join communities where they have like-minded people wanting to know where to start from, how to go about it. And this will really help because working around people doing the same kind of thing you're doing, if you have issues, you tell the other person, and it will definitely be helpful. It will definitely be helpful. Now, when girls embrace technology, they don't just navigate the future, they create it. This is a very powerful phrase to me. And like I said, it is not even in trying to be equal with men, but yes, when girls embrace technology, they don't just navigate the future, they create the future. They will decide to go all out and make the difference. So we need more women and girls in the tech space, in the ICT space. And I believe that this is possible. Now, there's my my organization, which is the Global Blockchain Women Alliance, that I work with. The African lead says something a lot of times. It is belief and not ability that tech is not for girls. I'll say that again. It is belief and not ability that tech is not for girls. We have been made to believe that tech is not for girls. Even the girls themselves believe that, nah, it is not for me. But that's not the case. It is not that there's no ability. You can do it. You can decide to do whatsoever. As deep as it's going to be, if you want to be into core tech, you don't want to go core, but you want to get into the space, you can do it. It is very possible. And then there are lots of skills to just find out how do we go about it? What do I need to do? Where what and we're thinking a lot of women are also thinking, what aspects can I get into? Truth is, you can actually think of what you like. And event planner can actually go into tech. How? Program management. You can still end up managing events, tech events, and for crying out loud, that is you being in the tech space because you'll be planning tech events. You can plan tech events all around the world. It could be virtual, it could be physical, but then there are roles for everyone. The person who likes to write can write for tech companies, organizations. You can do quite anything. There are no limitations. Then and if you decide that okay, I want to learn to code, and trust me, it's never even too late to learn to code. You can decide that you want to learn to code at the age you want to. All you need to do is decide and believe that you can. And it is very, very, very possible. I have quickly, I tried to make sure I achieved getting to the end quickly so that we don't have any network issues. But then I'd like to discuss with you I'd like to hear from you rather, what challenges do you see around you? If you are a lady also, or a woman or a girl that has these desires to want to start any of this kind of things, a tech skill, what challenge is it in your mind? Because I'm saying in your mind because a lot of times it's a mental thing. But what challenges do you face? And then are there any skills you'd like to learn and how do you think they can help you in your career?
Okay, I think at this
Can you hear me?
point,
Just to be sure, if anybody else can hear me. Okay.
can you hear me? Oh, I think we can unmute and speak. Despite the hitches we had with network, I'm glad we were able to have this section. Thank you so much, everyone that joined. Please do well to check the chat box for all the social media handles of Bigs Odyssey International. And from time to time, we'll be sure to relate with you on our frequent webinars as I went due. And thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. And of course, we wouldn't want to take much time of your evening again. I'm sure we all had a long day. And I think that's it for the night. Thank you so much, everyone.